John Juneman at Family Eye Care, Amber Wave, American Family Insurance, Farmers National Bank, Phillips County Health Systems, Phillips County Community Foundation, Phillipsburg Chamber and Main Street, Trinity Ag LLC. And now, here's Tad Feltz.
And good morning and welcome to June. Wow, this 5 months went fast.
It has.
Tim, oh, wow. Anyway, the Tadpoll, our first one here in the month of June, and looking forward to learning more about what's going on in the city of Phillipsburg. Tim Driggs will be with us talking about the municipal things, and then also Katie Van Allen will be here with the farmers market. We would have had her on next Thursday, but we will not have a program next Thursday because we moved it back to Tuesday. That's my birthday, so we're going to have a special program next. I don't know, not because I'm on it, it's because other people are on it. That's why it's going to be a special. But an extra special Tadpoll next Tuesday at 9 instead of next Thursday. I won't be here next Thursday. And then Angie Wells is going to come on and talk about what's happening this weekend and some other things in summertime. So it's done again. We're ready for a big, busy summer here. And Tim, I know you've got a lot going on. So what do you want to talk about first?
Well, it's going to be a busy year for us. We've got a pretty large set of projects going to happen over the next couple months. We've got the benefit of some additional help for part of the summer. So Amber Wave is going to be giving us some volunteers to come and, and help us with some stuff. So
That's
you're going to see
great.
a lot of facelift things going on. So part of those projects are going to be all of the park bathrooms and facilities will be painted and kind of cleaned up. Some of them will get new roofs.
Wow, okay.
They're going to be working on a new welcome center down there at the old pool.
Really?
So that's going to get a pretty good facelift down there. And so there's going to be a lot of things going on.
So what
just
the
on
welcome would be
volunteer
kind of just a thing you can just go in and visit, or how are you going to, how's that going to be there?
So it's going to have a fresh remodel of the bathrooms down there so that they're more of a year-round type of structure.
So it's a bathroom kind of facility.
And where the old pool office is, I believe the Chamber and CVB are going to do some things in there where they're going to have all the brochures and things like that. So anybody that comes into town can utilize that to highlight the community and the county and things like that. So pretty neat little deal.
Okay.
But as far as the city itself, I mean, we've got the big highway project's going to start here the latter part of this month. That'll make things a little complicated downtown for a little bit, but you got about 2.5 blocks there. They're going to be kind of a mess.
Sure.
But it is temporary. It'll get rid of a lot of the problems we have with the existing asphalt over brick.
Sure.
So this will be new concrete pavement. It'll really look nice and drive nice when it's done.
Sure.
This is phase 2 of a project, and hopefully we've got 2 more phases ahead of us to tie into the intersection at 2nd Street. But so we'll have that going on. We've got several water line projects in store for the summer, and so we're gearing up, getting ready to get going on those. We just finished up with a crack sealing project here in the last probably 2 weeks. They'll come back and do the onyx seal on it later, probably the last part of July, first part of August. Airport's going full bore. We actually anticipate seeing concrete start being poured out there here in probably the next week and a half.
Oh, wow.
So right now they're getting the rest of the base rock down and getting some of the storm sewer put in place. So it's progressing very well.
Yeah, it's a busy time.
It is.
Well, that's nice that Amber Wave had, that they can do some work out there so they can come into the city and help
We're
us.
very fortunate to have them here and have them willing to step up and do some of those type of projects. So we're excited to have them, and it's very beneficial to us because we have such a small staff, but we handle such a large amount of things, and sometimes we just don't have enough people to get around to everything we'd like to get done. So this will help us kind of get caught up on a backlog of things we just haven't had the staff to do.
Okay, now what about did you mention about the new weather out here at the airport?
So the new AWA system, it's an automatic weather station. It's ordered. It's supposed to be about another 6 weeks out before it gets here. So that company will be here to install that. That is a grant provided by by KDOT, and
Wow.
we pay 10%. They pay 90%, so it's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
It's around $200 and some $1,000, so really the investment to the city is very small. We've started working on the power pole relocation project out here as well. There's approximately 9 poles out there on the east side of Highway 183 that are considered obstructions to the FAA. So they don't want those poles there for the airport. So what sounds simple is just putting lines in the ground. It's not so much, because
Does it take special stuff to put those lines in the ground?
it's a very high dollar project, mainly because it's some real high voltage stuff. And the biggest challenge you see these days is just like this particular project. We went to order the wire to put in there, and they said it'd be 3 years just to get the wire. And it's like, oh. You know, when you think of project, you think, okay,
Sure.
I'm going to get this stuff ordered, I'm going to put it in the ground, and we're going to move on. But this one's going to have to sit for a while we wait for this stuff.
So the power company, they have to pay for that?
We pay for it.
Well, you have to pay for them to do that, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
And there is that high pressure gas line out there, and they own the easement out there, so we have to work around it a little bit, and that does make it a little more challenging out there. But all in all, these are great improvements for the county and the city.
Well,
so, big benefits for us.
for a long time, those lines have had those orange things on it, you know. That never really made much sense to me.
Well, the orange balls out there are to highlight for the pilots to see where those lines are
Sure,
at.
right.
And
I
then
said,
when FAA didn't like the balls on it anymore, then they wanted the red lights.
Yeah.
So we put red lights up on it, and that lasted a while. Now they just want them gone.
okay, well, with the maybe increase of jet traffic, you know, they might have it.
We've been seeing a lot more traffic out there, so we
I
anticipate seeing a lot more. I know last week we had several out here for Amber Wave. If I remember, Mr. Marshall was out this week.
Oh, he was?
He was out. I think he was the 26th. He was out here, so he was out at Amber Wave and visited with them. So it's nice to see it bringing folks to town and the benefit it's going to have.
I've had T.D. Marshall on several times by phone, and I've never. All right, okay. So, getting back to the phase 2 of the street project, I know it's going to take some doing, and is that going to be a difficult thing, or is it maybe inconvenient? Let me say inconvenient.
Inconvenient is the best word to use, because it will go down to 2 lanes, and so they'll have to do one section of it and turn around and flip it over and do the other section of it. It'll be very similar to the one we did here a few years back on phase 1. Hopefully with a little less weather problems, even though Mother Nature has been blessing with a little bit of rain lately.
Sure, yeah.
But you know, it's pretty consistent that you dig a hole and open things up, it wants to rain on it. But no, I think it should go fairly smoothly. We got some water line to put in there while we have that section open, but I think it should go pretty smoothly.
And you know, of course, you want to keep it open for all the businesses along and everything. That's what they have to work with too. You know.
Well, and this year it's going to be a little bit different for us because of the timing of the project. It does pose several challenges. You know, one, because of the timing of the project, it does interfere with the parade for rodeo. So you'll probably see that parade route move over to the west a block. Depending on how things go, whether it affects school traffic or not. You know, if it's still not completed before school opens, it's kind of a bottleneck there for all the kids, and does create some challenges for people getting to and from the schools.
Well, you got to do it. I mean,
it's emergency routes through there too, so it's just there's lots of just coordination issues.
You know, my kids always we'd be driving somewhere and you'd have highway construction. Why do they have to do that? I said, well, they can't do it in the winter. You know, we've got up here, so if you want better roads, you have to have that done.
And people have to remember it's a short-term inconvenience for a long-term benefit.
Okay, so you're through with filling in all the cracks, right?
For this year, yes.
Okay, so then what happens?
So after that, they come back with what's called an onyx seal. It replaced the old chip seal that we used to do. Chip sealing was very beneficial for a long time. Some of the challenges it has with that one is materials are very difficult to come by right now. Also, what it does is it starts increasing that crown on your road, and all of a sudden people have got such a problem getting out of their driveways. This product we use now does not provide the huge buildups. It's more of a surface seal that allows it to keep your surface closed up and doesn't add the extra layers to it.
I know that did, but the streets did really grow.
It did.
You know, with putting
I mean, basically, you're putting about a half inch on it a year every time you do that.
Sure.
And this stuff is much smaller. We've had very good luck with it. One of the things about it does do a very good job of sealing the streets itself, but it also leaves a much cleaner cosmetic look to it.
Well, I was going to say, it looks good, you know.
You know, one of the big complaints everybody always had with chip seal was the dust, the rocks all over my vehicles, this and that. And it is a bit more inconvenient, but this new stuff that we've been utilizing for the last, I think, 6 years, you know, within a few hours, it's ready to drive, and it looks great, and it really spruces up the neighborhoods that we do it.
How's the water situation going with the lack of rain and everything, and the watering of the lawns and so? Anything special on that?
No, we're pretty good right now. We've done some things over the years to try to make our water more efficient, and since we've done those things, our water quality and quantities are pretty good. We're still dealing with some mechanical issues down at the well field at times, but those are to be expected.
Sure.
But really, from our standpoint right now, we're in pretty good shape.
Okay. Let's go back to runway a little bit. So when will that be? What's the time on when the first plane will be able to use the whole runway there?
We expect it done before rodeo.
Okay,
so,
wow.
My anticipation is to have everything open and looking good before rodeo. That way, any of our folks that want to come and visit us can make it in without a problem.
Okay. Well, there's planes coming in and out all the time. So does the runway on Santa Fe, does the runway actually, or is that just a turnaround, or is there a turnaround north of there? Or what?
The turnaround, for the new turnaround, does actually go into Santa Fe.
Okay.
The runway itself does not.
Okay.
And right now, our concrete runway is closed, and will be closed for approximately 4 to 6 weeks while we do this project. The grass runway is still open, and the airport is still open for all emergency flights.
Can the jets land on the grass?
They probably could, but most of them won't.
Okay.
Those folks are a little more picky about their aircraft, so they probably would not.
I had a friend one time, a long time ago, and I lived in Hayes. He had a twin engine, and we were going to. Had something to do with my work at the radio station. Anyway, we were going to fly to Hutchinson, and there was a big plane in on the concrete runway, and he was off, and they wanted him to taxi along to the grass, and he said, no way. A propeller, he said, no way was he. He made them move that transport plane out so he could move up, because he was not going to worry about his propellers getting gravel and stuff.
Well, those things are so expensive.
Sure.
And so they're pretty picky about it. They don't want to see those things damaged, and I don't blame them for that at all. So I can understand.
Okay, all right. Anything else? What's going on?
No, we look forward to a good summer. Last night, I believe it was, they kicked off all the sports seasons down at the park, so the parks will stay extremely busy over the next month, and we look forward to seeing things going, and you know, we look forward to seeing the farmers market start this year, and some of the other events. So we'll be getting things cleaned up. They look pretty good around town.
You know, I drove by the other night and the ballparks out here. I watched those little kids. That's so much. You'd think they were all Mickey Mantles, you know. That's the greatest program.
I wish we could all go back where everything was that easy. And maybe that happened.
Oh, yeah. I do too. It's been a while since I've been there. We didn't have Little League baseball when I was a kid. We had American Legion, and the high school had it, but we didn't have. In the summertime, the small kids, we'd go to the sandlot and play work up, and you know, that's just it.
We spent a lot of time where Dennis Kazee built his house.
Sure, yeah.
That was our baseball lot growing up. We played a lot of baseball on that lot.
It was fun, but you know, it's so, you know, I manage the kids, and my kids play. It's great. One other thing, my son was there. My youngest son, Mark, is a pickleball specialist, and he went out. He didn't get a chance to play because he was busy. But he said, "Well, I want to see your pickleball court." So we went out, and he said, "Well, those look really good out there." So he appreciates that, you know.
We've got some work we're going to do down there too. You know, we had a section of that basketball court down there that settled, so we're going to replace it. And then the section in between the pickleball court and the basketball court has got kind of a picnic area with rock in it. All that rock's going to come out. We're going to put concrete in there and make it a little easier for people to utilize. There's been talk of another pickleball court facing the other direction. Kind of, this one sets this way, this one will set kind of here. We'll see if that materializes, but you know, it gets quite a bit of use to him.
Well, and of course he plays tennis all the time too. He likes to play tennis here too. So
it's amazing some of the stuff that people get. I mean, the pickleball court stays busy, and that frisbee golf. You know, I've never played it, but
I haven't either.
It stays busy down there. People use it a lot.
No, that's great. Oh, we did drive by the addition to where the recreational vehicles in here now. That looks nice. And
the campground additions that our staff did they look very nice down there. We got some nice grass growing down there, and we've still got a little bit more to do. Hopefully we get approved for a grant for a new bath facility down there. But it looks good.
Okay, well, Tim, things are moving.
They are.
Thanks a lot for coming
Thank
on.
you.
Always good to have you out here filling us in on what's happening. And I listen, I'm on the porch and I hear a jet. And I said, gosh, I wish I could get down there and watch that take off. You know, I'd love watching planes. I think I maybe mentioned this. Are you familiar with Denver at all? Remember Stapleton Airport? Or remember Stapleton? They had that runway that went east-west. You could go out there and park on the east-west. That right there, and those jets would come off, take off about 10 feet over you. You know, we'd always go out there and sit there and go maybe to get a drive in and eat something and watch the jets take off. You know,
that'd be pretty neat.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty neat.
It was really fun. Anyway, thanks a lot, and I guess you get back to work. You had a call here wanting to know something, so you better get on that. So.
Yeah.
Okay, then thank you. Next, Katie Van Allen talk about the farmers market after this break.
In our area, ranching and farming are more than just jobs. They represent family traditions and a way of life. They are an essential part of our community. At First National Bank and Trust, community is what matters most. From agriculture to education, we support those who make our community one to be proud of and a place to call home. First National Bank and Trust, where community matters most.
We're here for you.
Farmers and Ranchers Outlet is a locally owned and operated business in Phillipsburg, Kansas. As farmers and ranchers ourselves, we continually put our products to the test. We provide a variety of products including roping supplies, horse tack, mineral blocks and feed, healthcare items for your animals, and of course, we have all the apparel you need to get the job done and look good while you're doing it. Stop by our store on Highway 183 or shop with us online at farmersranchersoutlet.com.
The experienced and professional team at Coombs Trucking takes pride in providing the most efficient and reliable service to our customers. From hauling to towing, our fleet of quality trucks and drivers continue to deliver safely and on time. Our team is also proud to support your team. We're here for our Little Leaguers, area high school teams, and more. Coombs Trucking enjoys giving back to the community that has been so important to us for over 50 years.
We all make bad choices. Your insurance carrier doesn't have to be one of them. Make a choice you won't regret. The foremost choice.
Are you wrestling with your financial situation? Let First National Bank and Trust help you take down the stress that comes with managing your money. First National Bank and Trust is here for our area athletes, here for our farmers, here for our business owners, here for our families, and
We're here for you.
And back on the Tadpoll this morning, one of my favorite subjects last summer, and it's going to be this summer, and we're going to make it easier for me to go, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Katie Van Allen's here. Of course, we'll talk about the farmers market. How are things going on that, Katie?
Good. They're growing, and I think we're going to start off with a strong market on the 13th, next Tuesday, not this coming Tuesday.
No, it's a week from Tuesday.
So we have 5 food trucks. We have
5, wow.
41 vendors. We're going to go clear around the square this year.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And
So what will the vendors be? Everything?
Oh, we have a lot of stuff. We have some new stuff. We have a lot of returning vendors. We have crafts. We have fresh farm fresh eggs, and we have produce.
Okay.
And lettuce, and I'm not sure what other new rhubarb, the younger produce.
It's too
you
early
know,
for
the new-
tomatoes yet.
Yes.
It's too early for tomatoes.
I tried to recruit
That was
a
my
tomato
favorite thing,
farmer for
tomatoes.
you.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And we have just a whole variety. We have a lot of freeze-dried goods,
Really?
and that's going to be our demo. If you're interested in freeze-dried foods or how to do it, Freedom Foods is going to come, and they're doing a whole demo on how they
Wow.
freeze-dry.
Okay.
Yeah. And then in the kids' corner, we have First National Bank sponsoring, and they're going to do a bike, and the kids pedal, and it powers a smoothie maker, and they can make themselves a smoothie. I think it'll be really exciting and good.
Well, I'll be on that. Can I get on it?
There's no age
I
limit.
can't.
I don't know. I shouldn't say
I'll
that.
have to
I don't
find.
know.
I'll find someone to do one
To
for
pedal
me.
for
Okay.
you. There
Yeah.
you
Okay.
go. We have face
Yeah.
painters and the haymakers. We're going to have a band that night.
A
so
band.
I'm very excited about it. I think it's going to be a
Oh,
great
wow.
first.
Oh.
We have Shivers coming, a snow cone truck also in addition to the food trucks. So we'll have snow cones on
So
site.
what different kind of foods will we have? Do you know? Or is that,
A lot of barbecue, burgers, and I just sent them all a text this morning and said we needed their menu so I could advertise it. So I
Oh,
haven't heard
sure.
yet.
Wow. That's amazing that how big that is. Did you go all around the square last year? You didn't.
We did
Oh,
not.
wow.
But
Okay.
this year we've made it. so
Okay,
it's
now, I
exciting.
mentioned the fact you made it easier for me to get there because of my parking and I have to use a walker. So what's going to happen this year with the parking
Yes,
situation?
I'm glad you reminded me of that. We have a shuttle service. We have people that are going to drive a golf cart. So if you need a shuttle service, it's for anybody. So even if the parking, because that parking is so tricky up
Sure.
there once the crowd gets
Sure,
there.
uh-huh.
By the First National Bank, that parking lot on the north side of their building,
Okay.
you can park there, and we will have a shuttle right over to the
Wow.
farmers market. And then when you're ready to go, you can go to the information booth, let them know. They'll radio the people, and they'll come pick you up and help carry your stuff for you.
Well, I have to admit, I was part of the letting you get that system because I'm on the community foundation and we got the grant to do that. And
So excited about it.
I probably should have recused myself because I really wanted that. But you know, last year someone would have to ring and drop me off and I'd come. But this way, now I just come.
Yes, well, we were trying to figure out how we couldn't reserve parking.
Sure, that's true,
So this is
right.
ideal, and hopefully it'll work out good.
Yeah.
We also have an information booth this year we're going to set up, and we have a big bulletin board we got, and you can post, we had a lot of groups that needed to advertise last year,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't want to solicit people, but if they want to see it, they can post it up there, and then
Wow.
everybody can see what's happening in town.
So
and
what will the
flyers.
hours be?
4 to 7
Mm-hmm.
is the market, and then 7 to 7:30, the music and the food trucks are going to go in that extra half hour.
Oh, okay, wow.
Yeah. So extending just a little, and that gives the vendors time to
Mm-hmm.
clean up and have some. And we thought the weather kind of cooled off just from that 7 to
Sure,
7:30
yeah.
last year, and we're like, we should just enjoy the shade and the music.
You plan on having music every
Yep, we
time?
do. We have it lined up.
Okay, who's the music for the first one? You know?
Is the Haymakers.
Okay, oh yeah, that's right, you
Yep,
mentioned
yep.
makers, okay.
And then next month in July is Lucas Maddie. So we'll talk
wow.
about that next month. But we have our music lined up.
Wow. So let's talk a little bit, we have a little bit of time, talk about the history of how did all this come about? I don't think how did we have the farmer's market now?
Well, we went to a conference on growth and putting yourself out there and doing things for your community, and we came home and we're trying to think of ideas we could do, and here we are. We came up with the farmer's market.
Yeah. And it took right off too, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah.
It's kind of the perfect storm after COVID. I think people that
Sure.
push to know where your food comes from, that community sense.
You find a
too.
lot of people come from out of town for it too?
Yeah, so we actually have some vendors coming from Esben, Franklin, Norton. So we're and Stockton. So we're growing, and I think hopefully people are coming from other towns.
Yes,
We've been
yeah,
advertising.
yeah,
I put
sure.
flyers in other towns.
Well, that keeps you busy. How many of you are involved with? Do you have a committee or?
There's 5 of us.
5 of us. Okay, you might mention the other
Yes,
4.
it's me and Deb Weishar, Ashley Shalowski, Mindy Kraft, and Jen Hammonds.
Wow. Okay. You meet once in a while. Obviously, you have to meet.
We started meeting in January this year just to get our plans going, and so we weren't. And then it's been more frequently
So,
lately.
do you have anything really new this year, or just more?
Just more.
More.
And off the top of my head, we have a 3D printer. I'm kind of interested to see that.
Sure.
A hobby that he said has just gotten out of hand, is his terms.
Sure.
That's
Wow.
been different. And
So do you, and now when it gets so local, people are growing things, can they come, and what do they do to get on? If someone out there is going to have a bunch of tomatoes for me, you know.
we would love we'd love to host you.
Yeah. So
We have a sign-up sheet, and it's just a form online, and we have it posted on the city website, and we also have it on our Facebook page.
okay, wow.
And so people fill that out, and then it drops it into an Excel spreadsheet for us, and we
Great.
contact them and let them know if
Wow.
they can come, if we need, we just try to keep a good balance
Sure.
of variety. And,
Is there any charge for that?
it's $10 in the sun and $25 in the shade. Those are coveted.
Now, who thought of that?
spots.
That's a great idea.
Well, we didn't think of it last
Oh,
year.
you didn't think of that? Okay, so what if you have sun part-time and shade part-time, 1750 or
There
something
you
like that? Okay. All right. So it sounds like you have a good time doing that. And
Oh, we
everything.
really enjoy it. And
Yeah.
I just like getting to know, I've gotten to know a lot of people
Sure,
in town, and
yeah.
they're all so creative, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
fun. It's
yeah.
been really fun.
So how late are you going to go this year? You know
Till
yet?
7, and then, till
Yeah,
October.
Okay. So
Yep.
you will have one in October?
Yep, we'll have one
Okay.
in October.
Did you have
so
one
we've
last
got-
year?
We
Okay.
did, yep. And then we were going to try to sneak in a May one this year, but honestly, May's so
Sure.
chaotic.
Well, there's not much.
And there's not enough produce yet.
Yeah,
so.
sure.
Oh, we also have flowers coming, the fresh cut flowers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you ever, have you ever thought maybe doing something in January? It'd be hard to do,
that
wouldn't
produce
it?
doesn't grow in January.
What would you have? Frozen foods,
Maybe
or
we'll see how
something.
those freeze-dried
Okay,
people
so
do.
getting back, you freeze dry. There's going to be a demonstration.
There are going to be a demonstration at 5:30, and the music will be going, and they'll alternate. Then they'll
Oh.
have their music break during the demo, and
Wow. Do you know how
all
to
sorts of
freeze
kids
dry?
are- I don't.
I
I'll
have no
learn.
idea how to. How do you freeze?
I like to eat their candy.
You,
and their
you got to go to class and learn how to do it.
There you go.
Okay, well, we'll have you on every month the week before. Like I said, we'd like to have had you on, but we won't be here next Thursday, but we wanted to be sure to get you on.
Well, thank you.
Okay, so,
We hope to see you all there.
yeah, and again, if you, the parking situation, I'm going to use it, just go over north of the First National Bank, that big parking lot there, and just use that, and they'll take you over their golf cart and do your thing.
And the bank is also doing the $2 kid coins. They're little wooden coins that they market money. They can use at any vendor. They can pick
okay.
those up at the information booth.
Wow.
And we also are giving out canvas bags that say farmers, or
Wow.
farmers market emblem on them this year at the information booth as well.
Is all your funding, is it comes from just
Donations.
and the people
Vendor
who are
fees,
doing
yeah.
the vendors and everything like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's great.
A definite not-for-profit.
Well, yeah, I appreciate you really, you and the other four ladies doing this, because I've heard a lot of talk. I can't wait for the farmers market.
We've really enjoyed it. We
all
have.
right.
It's been a good
Okay.
experience.
All right. Well, I'll let you go. Thank you, and I'll see you a week.
Tuesday the 13th?
Yeah, on the 13th. That's a week for my birthday. So one
Perfect.
Tuesday, yeah, I'll come in and do that and have a chance to go around it. Thank you,
Okay,
Katie.
thank you.
Katie Van Allen with us this morning, letting us know about what's happening with the farmers market. Great idea. All right, I think we have Angie Wells coming on. I know. Were you on last week? You gave me a kiss on one side so I could get the birthday kiss. I turned and so got the other side. I had several people comment on that. So anyway, all right, we'll come back to Angie about what's coming up this Saturday and other things after this break.
At Phillips County Health Systems, patient-centered excellence is more than a goal. It's a mission. And that's why we continue to be one of the top critical access hospitals in the country. We care for members of our community through all stages of life, providing quality health care, innovative rehabilitation therapies, and convenient access to specialists. It's the kind of care our patients should expect, the kind of care you deserve, the kind of care provided at Phillips County Health Systems.
Prairie Horizon Agri-Energy is now Amber Wave. We are transforming our existing facility in Phillipsburg to turn 20 million bushels of wheat into domestically produced wheat protein for use in the food and feed-related industries. This investment in the community will come together in the summer of 2023 and is expected to add 50 new jobs to the local community. Learn more at amberwaveusa.com. Amber Wave, vital, reliable, sustainable.
The American dream has changed over the years, but Farmers National Bank has not. This is Jean Ann Wagner. Farmers National Bank has been backing the American dream for over 100 years. Tell us what you'd like to accomplish, and we'll work with you to achieve it. As we celebrate 100 years, it's never been about us. It's always been about our customers and their successes. That's the American dream. We're Farmers National Bank in Phillipsburg, Agra, Logan, Kensington, Stockton, and Atwood, member FDIC.
Olive Bovey Furniture in Phillipsburg has so many lazy boys, they're running out of room to show their other great lines of furniture. Olive Bovey is featuring lazy boys at prices that are just too good to pass up. Lazy Boy rocker recliners, Lazy Boy sofas, Lazy Boy reclining sofas. Don't miss this opportunity. Help move the lazy boys so there's more room to show the other great furniture. Olive Bovey Furniture, West Highway 36 in Phillipsburg.
Protection is important, especially when you're talking about your dreams, which is why we're going to keep you covered with plans that can save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. That's protection.
And back on the Tadpoll this morning, Angie Wells is joining us. We had you on last week, and I thought we'd have you on again because we have something coming up this Saturday.
Yes,
so what's
we
happening
do.
Saturday?
Well, we're not going to have the barbecue contest because we didn't have enough entries. So we are going to have a Phillipsburg Chamber of Main Street fundraiser from 11 to 1 Saturday on the Courthouse Square lawn. And we're going to serve hamburgers and hot dogs and baked beans and Italian pasta salad and chips maybe if you don't want the pasta salad, and then all the board members are going to make either some kind of cookie or some kind of bar treat, and then we'll have drinks. So for $10 a plate. So it's a fundraiser for Phillipsburg Chamber and Main Street, so we're hoping that people can come and get their lunch from 11 to 1. The city's crew is going to put out tables and chairs for us.
Oh wow, that's
and so you can sit down, or if it's raining, which I don't know, it might be.
It's hard, you know.
Yeah,
that's one of those things. We need the rain, but sometimes you don't want the rain. You know?
I'll take the rain. I don't think any of us are going to melt, but if I can get them, we might have to-go containers, and so people can, whatever. We'll have to-go containers, but we will have our board or whoever wants to help us serve the meal and stuff like that on the plate and help people sit down, and we'll just do things like that.
West side,
11 to 1.
West side of the square, or the south side, or where will you be?
Good question. I didn't even think about that. Probably, let's see, what would be easier? I think if we were closer, like on the State Street, maybe people could see us better. So it'd either be like usually where maybe the event house is, the Santa house or Easter Bunny house, that kind of stuff, kind of right there in between the trees. So, because there's a plug-in right there, so we might do that.
Okay, if you put the chairs, if the chairs are in the shade, it's 25. And
That's a great idea. That's really great.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
I would have never thought of that,
Yes, because it gets hot. Like at rodeo time, we're having our rodeo celebration also. And it does get warm. So, yeah.
Are you having any vendors there Saturday?
No, but the stores are having bargains.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
so they're having sidewalk sales outside, inside. So just go shopping. They're open at 9 a.m. and hopefully some close at 1, some close at 2 on Saturdays. So that's why we did lunch from 11 to 1 so people can go shopping and then come and have lunch. But a lot of the stores are having sales and everything. So please go in and check out some great sales.
And the good food. I love outdoor hamburgers, you know.
Yeah.
And you say hot. Now, what do you have again? Hamburgers.
Hamburgers, hot dogs,
dogs.
baked beans, pasta salad, and then either and have a drink, and then either bars like cookie bars
Sure.
or brownies or something like that. And then some people are making cookies like
One
those
of your
cornflake cookies
Really?
or you know whatever. What do you like?
You know my favorite cookie?
What?
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
I love peanut butter cookies.
Peanut
I don't
butter
know why.
cookies.
Yep, peanut butter and sugar cookies. Those two, sugar and peanut butter, are my two favorite. I will eat others, you know.
Yeah.
But I usually go, and I'm not I never liked peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I could not handle that.
Really?
No, the only way I like peanut butter is out of the jar with a spoon.
Really?
I like that. Chunky. It's
Well,
gotta be chunky.
let me tell you something to try. So, Tim's son, Jacob, likes peanut butter and jelly on his hot dog. Have you ever heard of such a thing?
No.
I have not tried it yet, but they are saying it is delicious. And I'm like, ugh.
Ooh.
I like, on my hot dog, I like ranch and banana
You do,
peppers.
really?
Yes. Ranch and
I
banana
just like the
peppers. So try
mustard
it.
or either that or sauerkraut or that's usually the bratzo.
Yeah.
Or I like conies. I like conies. But, so okay, well.
Yeah.
Sounds like okay. So that's this Saturday.
This
11
Saturday,
until
11
1. It's a
to
fundraiser.
1.
You can
Yes.
help out the chamber and also see friends and have a good meal.
$10 a plate.
$10.
And then, but go shopping. Shop local downtown and all over. Whoever's open, shop and see what all sales they have.
Okay. That's,
And then one thing that I wanted to talk about was the Welcome Center.
Yeah,
Tim talked a little bit about the city with the pickleball and the disc golf and all that kind of stuff. But we are working as Phillips County Convention and Visitors Bureau is working on a Welcome Center in the old pool house.
That's great.
And so we're going to get that fixed up and have brochure racks and have different maps and different things like that. And things we'll post on the boards, like things to do and just different things so people can go down there and relax or, it has enough parking for like campers that come in that want to stop and have a break before they go to the campsite or go on.
Sure.
We talked once about maybe like a dog park, but we're not for sure. Just clean up after your dog.
Dog park would be popular out there.
It would. So I don't know what we're going to do, but we're brainstorming and we're thinking of different things.
Okay, so this welcome, the building there, will it be manned at all times? Okay.
No, it won't, because Tammy and I are
I don't
in
know
our
how
office.
I don't know how you could man it all.
Yeah, I mean we'll be down there probably every day, just checking on
Well,
stuff,
we wanna
making
see what's
sure
going on.
things are going on, but not manned.
Okay,
I mean
okay.
people can still come if they need something to the Fisher Building, and it's just like that. Like my hours are crazy. I mean because I can't be in there in my office. I'm not an office girl all the time, so
I know.
I have to be out in the public, and so when I'm not there, I always have a note on the door that has my phone number, and so I'm usually not that far away.
Sure.
And so just give me a call if you need something, because I'll try to be there as soon as I can, but I cannot be in that office all the time.
Well, you're out in the community. You want
Yes.
to see what's going on and
Yes,
everything.
I have members to take care of, and I want to know what's going on and this and that. So yeah.
In my travels, I'm usually driving. I'm not much a train, but I don't mind flying, but I'd rather drive. And I'll get to a town and I'll go to a welcome and see what's going on and look, what do I see here, and I found a lot of things I wouldn't have known if I hadn't stopped at a welcome.
So what's something at a welcome center that you think we could add that would make us unique, or you make us more like, oh wow, that's in Phillipsburg?
This is the only thing here with it being open. A video would be good.
Oh yeah.
A video, but I don't know, with the possibility of maybe someone coming in and ripping you off or something. I don't know. But I think if you do a video of Phillips County.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay. Okay.
All right, good idea. Good idea.
And okay, so that's taken care of. And then what's coming on? Is anything else this summer until rodeo You're going to have fun at rodeo time with the highway and everything.
I know. It's going going to be a challenge, but we're up for the challenge, so it's going to be great.
Sure,
we'll make
yeah.
it work. We always
Sure.
do. We got that rodeo Saturday. I've been having businesses and stuff helping sponsor that, so I'm really excited about that. We're just planning different things. This year, like I said before, this year you will have to buy a ticket to play the games and stuff. Last year, because it was the 150th, you didn't have to, but this year you will. I mean, they're not expensive, so it's going to be. And then we'll have blow-ups, and we'll have a cornhole tournament, so I got to get that started. Because last year we had people that wanted to do it, but we only had a certain amount of teams that we let play, and so kind of readjusting that a little bit so we can please more people. And you know, just the vendors that who wants to come, they just set up on the northwest side of the square in that
for the
section.
homemade ice cream
Yes,
donuts.
and then that way, and they just set up on their own. I'm not having it like, you know, we used to for Riverless have a section, a 10 by 10, but we're not doing that anymore.
Okay, well,
so.
All right, well, it sounds like it, and then we get in the fall and things. It's
It's going to be busy.
Yep, it sure is.
Busy. We'll have a mystery dinner in November for Huck Boyd. We're going to have it at Huck Boyd. So that was on our schedule. We had a meeting last night and talked about that. And just, you know, other things of trying to get.
Just go to the Fisher Building most of the time, but I've got it a lot of times. Is a light on in the chamber? No, they're out busy somewhere.
Well, and like I said, my number's on the door, so give me a
Yeah.
call. I'm usually
I've
not
never
that
had trouble
far
getting
away.
it. I've never had trouble finding where you are. I like that idea about the welcome thing.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really neat. If people need a brochure, or need a map, or need something like that, and then we are, you know, the Fisher Building, they do lock the doors at 5:30.
Sure.
And so we're, you know, sometimes I'll stay and I'll be there till 8 o'clock at night. And
I'll see the.
you know, like I've been doing the ducks. So we
Sure.
have our duck
that's
race
the duck
that
thing's
in
coming
July.
up, yeah.
So the ducks will be here. We'll come into town July 19th.
Okay, so,
So-
buy a duck.
Yeah,
We'll
buy a
have you
duck.
back on to talk
Yes.
about that and everything. Okay, well, sounds like, so this Saturday, 11 until 1, aren't we lucky to have a courthouse square?
We are very lucky. A beautiful courthouse
Yeah,
square.
beautiful. I mean, we are so. I go through a town and if I see a courthouse square, I said, boy, they've got to really like this.
Another fundraiser that we're going to do is we're bringing back the playing cards. And so Tammy's going to go around and take pictures of the town, and we'll have, remember those playing cards,
Yeah, sure.
the black and
Yeah,
white that
right,
Bill
yeah,
Clark and his
that's right.
wife, their pictures were on there, but Tammy's going to take the pictures, and then we're going to have playing cards again.
Wow.
So anybody that, you know, wants then and now pictures, because we'll have them what things look like now.
So, that's
and
great.
then you know, do that for a fundraiser also. So yeah, we're
Well,
going to try that instead of Monopoly.
Well, you're plenty busy.
Yeah, we are busy.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll have you on here again to talk about I'm sure about the fish.
Okay.
And you're the one that goes on the slide.
Yes, with the ducks.
Yeah.
Yes. I go down after the ducks.
Is the
so.
pool open? I think it is.
Yes,
Okay.
the pool opened.
I had family here that we didn't make it by there.
Yep,
so-
the pool opened on Monday, and I think there was I had heard at least over 200 people
sure.
there on Monday. So they were busy, and they're having a full concession stand now. I don't know if they talked about that.
No.
You could go there for lunch if you want. I mean, they
Wow,
have
okay.
corn dogs. You talked about coney dogs,
Yeah.
so they have corn dogs and hot dogs and nachos and cheese sticks and you name it, they got it there. So that's a good place to go to lunch.
You have to wait 2 hours after eating lunch to go swimming.
Well,
was there any? Do you know much about swimming? Was that? They always told me you can't go swimming until 2 hours.
You get a cramp or
yeah,
something.
right. Was that? Was there any truth to that? I grew up hearing that you can't go swimming for another half hour because
that's probably a mom not wanting anybody to throw up in the water.
Yeah,
So,
I'm sure that was
Yeah.
it. Yeah. But I've always wondered about that. Does it really make any difference? You know, if you eat and then okay. Anyway, I had my whole family's here this weekend. they really, I took them around the town and showed
wow,
them, and
good.
they really liked everything. They
Good.
went out to Fort Bissell a couple of times, and there's just so much here to do. And
There is. I'm really proud of our town, and I see the growth in our town. Some people do not, but I see the growth, and I see, you know, the expansions and the different things that we can do, and you just got to want it. You got to try. I mean, if you sit back and you just complain and just nothing's being done, nothing's going to be done.
Nothing's ever perfect. I don't care
No.
what you, nothing, but you just, you know.
I talked to a gentleman last night from Lincoln, Kansas, and he was telling me that, you know, their people in their town just want it to be the same. They want it just to be small and itty bitty and nobody else come and whatever. And I don't think that a lot of the Phillipsburg people, I don't think we want that. We want, because I want my kids to be here.
Sure.
I mean, and if there's nothing here for them, they're not going to stay. And I'm selfish, and I want my kids and my grandkids here. So, you know, I want to make things for them to be here.
I had the grandkids here, and of course they're, one of them's about 40, so that, you know, they are grand. How did you get so fast, you know? So I had my birthday parties, you know, and I had a great time, and both boys had a great time at the reunion. They did. The older one didn't want to come, but he didn't think but he had a ball. We had a good time, and they were here. Everything. We just had a good time.
Good.
Okay, now no Tadpoll next Thursday.
Okay.
We're moving it to next Tuesday.
On your birthday.
On my birthday. And I've got Ken Rogers is going to come in and interview me. I know you wanted to do that. You said maybe I'll let you do that sometime
All
too.
right.
Okay. But he's going to interview me. And I've invited other people. Some people have made videos with greetings, so I'm looking forward to what's going to be happening next Tuesday. I may go to 2 in the afternoon. No.
But nothing's better than an Angie kiss. So, mwah.
Did you get that? Okay. Oh, wow. I'm going to have you on every Thursday. You know. Okay, anyway, so we'll see you next Tuesday with a special Tadpoll, 9 o'clock. That's my official 9-0. You know, out here, I had a lot of pictures out here last Sunday, and they had a lot of pictures, and they had a crown for me, and a throne, you know, and a lot of, like I said, a lot of family pictures, and it just was a lot of where was I going with that? Somewhere with that.
Well, Tad, you're a very important person in this town. I hope you know that. You really are, and I mean, I just hope you know that. So. Yeah. I got
a lot of cards, and a lot of people came by, and which I really appreciated. But it was not my birthday. My birthday is next Tuesday. They even I got my birth certificate to prove I was 90. They had my birth certificate out there on the table with it framed, and so they proved. Oh, you were born in Oakley. I said, yeah, I was born in Oakley. Your dad was a football coach? I said, yeah. Back then, you know, I said, what was your mother? Oh, she was a housewife. That's all it said was housewife. And I weighed okay, and then, okay. I'm not going to talk about that. Next Tuesday morning, 9 o'clock here on the Tadpoll, we'll be talking to you then. Thanks again, Angie.
You're welcome.
Hope you have a lot of people show up Saturday.
I hope so.
Okay, fine.